everybody? Figure I might as well keep going. Part 3 of my spiritual journey, my spiritual awakening, and my journey with psychedelic assisted therapy in Mexico. I didn't tell nobody I was going. Just trusted in the universe, and I did. But so, anyways, I just finished telling you guys about the bufo medicine that I did and the 2 ceremonies I experienced and what I went through with that. And just a correction, my buddy Trent that I met down in Mexico, who we went through almost a similar journey together, which is awesome. I love you, dude. He corrected and informed me that bufo is 5-MeO DMT. Still don't know if I'm spelling it correctly, but that's okay. BUFO, you get it. So anyways, after part 2, after my second time doing bufo, it was a great experience. I relaxed and hung out with everybody for a couple days. Kept doing the work I was supposed to do, the daily stuff. I do yoga now, thanks to my homie Adam, Mr. Adam Fowler, another epic spiritual gangster. Looks like the love child of Tyler Durden. Oh, like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, but he looks more like Tyler Durden from Fight Club. Badass spiritual gangster. I love you, dude. But he got me to do yoga. Like my shoulders were killing me, my back was killing me, and I just said, I'm here to do work. And I might not think yoga's a big part of it, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways. And I did, and thank God I did. My back pain went away, my shoulders felt better, like everything was better, everything. And after that, literally climbed a fucking mountain, which I never thought I would do. In Adidas Superstars, high tops, shorts with thin ass ankle socks on. Definitely not the proper garb and gear, but a few of us headed out. 5 of us headed out. 2 stayed back and ended up returning back to Natai. And Adam, Zoe, and myself continued on with Marley, one of the pups, of course. Marley's a gangster too. She's a stray pup. Poor girl got ran over on her head in the past, and like so her right eye, she's blind out of her right eye. But she's a G and she's so sweet. She came up the mountain with us. I started climbing the mountain. It's a perfect day out. It's gorgeous. I'm looking at the sun, and I know it sets over that mountain it's heading towards, and I know there's only a couple hours left. I'm like, there ain't no way we're gonna make it up that mountain before the sun sets. And so Adam, Zoe, and I start hiking. We're going up there, and the whole time I'm scanning the mountain looking for bobcats and snakes and tarantulas. And the entire mountain, the terrain is pretty shitty. It's almost like dirt / sand, because it gives way when you step into it significantly. So we're climbing up, we take a break, maybe not even a quarter of the way up, and we're way up there. That's what one of the videos I posted earlier is from, when you see Adam and Zoe in it. That's that point I'm talking about right now. And I'm looking up at that mountain, and now it's getting damn near vertical, and I'm like, holy shit, there ain't no way. Especially by the time the sun goes down. And then I'm like, something inside of me was like, you've been looking at this fucking mountain for like a week and a half, or a week. Get your ass up that mountain. It was literally like myself was talking out loud to myself. It was fucking trippy. And never had that experience before, but I'm assuming that's because of the bufo. But so right after that, I look back at Zoe and Adam. They're taking a breather and whatnot. I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. Is that cool? You know, because they're staff. I'm the only client there at that point. And I hate calling them staff and myself client. That's what the formality of it is. But they're fucking family. Those are my people. And so anyways, so I start heading up. Beforehand, I found this big stick that I was using for a walking stick / spear if need be. And I'm trucking up, I'm climbing up, I'm like only like 50 meters away. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm not even a fraction of the way I thought I was. And I looked back and I saw Zoe coming. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, go get it, Zoe. I'm like, I'm going for it. And, you know, they're cheering me on. So I just kept going and going. Shortly after that, I was about to throw up. Reminded me of the good old MMA days when you train so hard you puke and you keep training. So that's what I thought of, and that's what kept me going. So I just kept pushing myself. I kept pushing myself. I kept going and going and going. And before I know it, I'm at the top of that bitch, and then I'm like, no fucking way. Because I've been looking at this across the valley at the villas the entire time, and I'm like, that'd be insane to climb. Like, there's no way. And I'm sitting up there just basking, and I was so proud of myself. I was so happy. It felt amazing. And then Zoe, I looked down, and her crazy little stubborn ass was right there coming and trucking along, and she came in, she made it to the top. So the two of us are up there just looking around, enjoying it. And you're literally right on the ridgeline, because if you walk not even 8 to 10 feet over the other side, you will drop down into the other side. That's also in a video I had posted too. But so we're up there just enjoying it, and I'm looking around again for mountain lions and snakes and those crazy ass black widows and spiders and shit, because they're there. Because you see these little holes everywhere too. But so anyways, scout ahead, find an easier path to go down that's less steep, which still is steep as fuck, but it was an easier route. So we're going back down the mountain, you know, so that way we're not stuck in the dark out there. And we see Adam up way up ahead, heading back to the villas with Marley. And we're making our way down, and like I said, that terrain is so shitty and slippery that Zoe kept slipping, so we're chuckling. I keep looking back at her, making sure she's good, and she keeps trucking along, and we're just laughing, going down the mountain, talking. And then I'm thinking, like, I'm looking up ahead at where we're heading, and it's a part of the mountain where it crests into a real tight valley that's heavily vegetated. So I'm like, that's the perfect habitat for animals, for bobcat, mountain lions, because the villas on that part of the mountain, the second facility there, is an old mountain lion hunting lodge. So clearly these motherfuckers are out here. So I didn't say nothing the whole time because I didn't want to jinx it or manifest it or whatnot. And she gets around to me at one point, and she's like, oh, we're talking, and I'm like, by the way, like, I didn't want to say nothing because I didn't want to fucking jinx it, but y'all don't see mountain lions and snakes and shit out here all the time? And like 30 fucking seconds later, no bullshit, not even a minute later, Zoe slips on the ground again. So we're chuckling and laughing, but I noticed something different, and her body is super tense. And so I'm like, oh shit, something's wrong. So I go to grab her, help her up, and she keeps sliding back, and she's like, snake. So I'm like, oh, what? So I make sure she's good. I go in front of her to check it out. I got my fucking stick out. I'm like, the fuck am I gonna do? And spear that fucking thing? Nope. It wasn't sharp on the top. I didn't have a knife, so I get closer and I see the fucking thing. As far as I could spread my arms, bare minimum, it was at least 5 feet when it was there. Well, the part that I could see, it didn't move at all. You could tell the tail end was on the left side because it got thinner at that point, and then to the right side it was still about that thick, but you couldn't see the head at all. But the thing didn't move whatsoever. So I was like, okay, fuck that, we're gonna back up and go around and outside of this heavily vegetated area. But at that point we were on the outskirts of that bush, the bush of that area, which was still pretty fucking thick. But anyways, we're going around and we're good, we're talking about it. And then out of nowhere, we just see dirt coming up from the ground, like something underneath was burrowing out. And then Adam and Marley came back and found us because they were concerned because it was so long. You know, we were gone and it was getting dark. And luckily, we made it back and we were safe. But that was a fun time climbing the mountain. But so, anyways, fast forward. Actually, bring it back. When I first got there that weekend, I had met a guy named Graham and his girlfriend named Yulia, and they were performing an ayahuasca ceremony. They came there to perform a ceremony. Those two are the definitions of spiritual gangsters to the T. The gangster as fuck. I remember telling him that after my ceremony we did. But anyways, I didn't get to know him like that. I didn't get to really meet him or spend time with them like that to get to know them and who they are, what they do, and whatnot until the following weekend. They were coming back and they're gonna do an ayahuasca ceremony, so I was gonna be part of that. And then shit happened, plans fell through. Switched it around and went with a mushroom blend ceremony. The mushroom blend is insanely strong, and I think it was called Penis Envy. Yep, Penis Envy. And so anyways, I've done shrooms in the past, like I mentioned in the previous video, a handful of times over the years, just laughed my ass off, seen some shit moving around, and just had a good time. That was it. I've never done like more than like an eighth, if that. So this time it's all blended into a powder. There's a whole ceremony. We sit up on the floor around the fire that it got going. That they got the wood for it got going, and we make like little beds on the ground with blankets and whatnot. And a couple people drag some mattresses over, and there's a setup on like a nice roll-out carpet type thing that Graham and Yulia set up with all their instruments they needed on and around it and the materials they needed, and this hot cacao mix is almost like a hot chocolate. That's part of the ceremony. And then, so when it's your turn, you get ready, you know, remember not to have no expectations, set some positive intentions, and they begin. They start off, everybody goes up, you're setting your intentions, and you take a spoon, it's like a teaspoon, about a teaspoon of this powder, which is your first round with the medicine. So you take it straight, toss and wash dry, and then you drink the hot cacao mix after. It's not tasty at all. The hot cacao mix is pretty good, but the mushroom blend is disgusting. Not nearly as bad as Iboga. But so anyways, you take that, you sit there, and I think I remember they started playing music, and then Yulia, sorry, I keep looking around all crazy because this is my part of my backyard. I'm out in the pavilion, and there's literally animals everywhere. I live on a mountain now. So, but anyways, I think it started off with them playing, traditional instruments by hand, and then I feel like I remember Yulia saying something about feel your vibration or whatnot, or just let it, something about your vibration and just let it happen. And out of nowhere, I fucking felt it, and it just kicked in, and it was going hardcore, and I blacked out. I laid down, then I came back to, and I was literally like, oh my God, like I couldn't even speak. The feelings were, the visuals, the feelings were the most intense. Imagine the best feelings of your life, no matter what it is, whether it's taking a nice shit or sex or something amazing happened, and think of how amazing that felt. Now multiply that times a fucking trillion, to the point where you have no control of those emotions and feelings, which is an epic thing. And you feel phenomenal and amazing. Like, it's an understatement. You cannot describe the feelings you go through. And at one point, I'm literally like, because I ate a bunch like an idiot, like I'm not supposed to, but I did because I'm fat. And so I ate a bunch of food, so I kind of had to shit. So I'm like, if I would have let go, I would have shit all over myself. And then at one point, I felt a little nauseous, so I felt like I was going to throw up. And then I felt like I had to piss because I drank so much damn water. I pissed like a racehorse. And I literally remember thinking like, oh my God, this feels so good. I just want to let go. And it felt amazing as it was. And I know if I let go, it would have felt even better. But then I knew if I let go, I would have shit myself and pissed on myself and puked on myself and busted a nut on myself. Like, when I tell you you can't control any, you can barely control any of your emotions, and you feel everything, or your feelings, and you feel everything. You fucking feel everything. It's wild. And then we're sitting there, we're just going through all this crazy shit, and I don't even know how much time had passed. And then, mind you, they're singing. And at first it's primarily Yulia, and I'm listening to it, and I'm literally like, fucking melted, jaw on the fucking ground. I'm just staring in shock. I had to sit myself up. because I couldn't handle it at first. So I forced myself up because I looked over at a friend of ours that was there going through the ceremony, Carolina, and she sat up the entire time Indian style like a beast, and I could not believe it. So it gave me the oomph to get the fuck up and man up and do it too. I'm like, if she can sit up there and I can, so it gave me some motivation, inspired me to sit up and go through it. And then I'm listening to them sing and listening to Yulia's voice, and she literally sounds like an angel. Every single note, every single word just completely captured you. Like, it feels like it grabs you, but like not your arms. It's like it grabs you by your fucking soul and sucks you in, and it was literally out of this world. I was like, how the fuck is she singing like that? Like, I couldn't believe it. So fast forward, go through that. I can't remember if we had. Now during that, they ask you if you know once enough time has lapsed if you want another dose of the medicine or another cup of the medicine. So fast forward, ended up doing I think 3.5 cups myself. It was either 2.5 or 3.5. I think it was 3.5. I'm not trying to be that guy. I think it was. Hopefully they'll correct me when they see this, but I remember at one point, because you're not supposed to talk and you're supposed to just go through it, and all I wanted to do was talk. Like, I wanted to talk about what the fuck was happening, what I was feeling, what I was experiencing, what was going on, and then finally, Yulia asked if anybody had any questions or wanted to speak, and I was like, can I speak now? Can I talk? Like, how the fuck do you sing? Do you hear this shit? Am I the only one that feels it? Do y'all feel what I'm feeling? How do you fucking sound like that? Like, I was losing my fucking mind, and everybody starts laughing, because most of especially the ones administering the ceremony and the medicine obviously go through this. They're regulars at this, and I've never gone through something like this. And my brothers and sisters have gone through similar stuff in this, and I was just going in on questions, just mind blown and melted. It was fucking insane. There's nothing in this world that I've ever done that could even tap into that type of fucking pure pleasure and enjoyment and love and happiness. It's mind blowing. You cannot even fucking fathom it. It's indescribable. Excuse me. And so they're laughing at me, but in a good way, everybody's laughing. Like, I don't even care. And that's the thing, is you have no ego, really. You don't care. Everybody's on the same level, and it's just amazing and beautiful that she keeps going, and her voice changes with the tone of the music, and it'll be like a fast pace on the drum, and then it'll slow down to like a somewhat creepy-ish type fucking vibe, and she changes her voice to like a fucking million different women and people, and even at one point it sounds creaturous when she's singing the part of the song, but it's insane because your body follows the music, and you're completely engulfed in it, and you can't control it, but it's amazing. It's insane. And then so after, mind you start this at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night after being up all day, and by the time it's kind of finished and everybody just lays down and kind of gets whatever the fuck goes through them, you kind of fall asleep afterwards, and everybody is still in this half circle, so we're all still connected and energy-wise and everything, and you just kind of like pass out, and woke up, and I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. And I was talking to Trent about it. We went and got some firewood because it was a little cold in there at that point. The fire had died. So to warm it back up, and everybody gets up, and we're just talking, and then we're all laughing about it and talking about it. It was insane. Absolutely. Everything is absolutely insane. I mean, like, holy shit. And again, that's all natural. And that releases the fine MEO DMT in your body, and I don't even know all the science behind it like they do. But holy shit. I will, though. I'm going to definitely do my research on it, but it was absolutely insane. And that was my third plant medicine, the mushroom ceremony. It's mind-blowing. Just sitting there. And that's how we did the shrooms. You just sat there or laid there or whatever you could fucking do. You fucking vegged out and was in that moment and enjoying it, and it heals you, it soothes you, it makes you so happy and loving and positive. It's unfucking real. Yeah. So we did that, and Trent did Bufo afterwards. I'll spare you the details of that, but it was amazing, and I've been dying waiting for him to do it. And he got to do it with Yulia and Graham, which is a different experience than I had, which is amazing. But I'll get that experience one day. But I'm grateful for the experience I got. Like, I could die tomorrow a happy fucking minute. Just it is insane. It just makes you appreciate everything more. Everything. My fucking future wife in there, my stepkids, my family, my nephew, my sister, my parents, everything. That I'm alive, that I'm breathing, that I'm healthy, you know. You appreciate everything. So, yeah. Now after that, went through a few days, some shit had happened that threw a wrench in the chain and hindered some plans for a little bit. And now it's almost time for me to go. It's the night before, and I'm like, well, I still haven't had that Iboga flood dose yet, the big dose that blasts you off and resets everything. So ended up being the night before, or the day, not the night before, 2 nights before I was supposed to do it. And shit happened, this plan fell through, one guy never showed. So we decided that I'm gonna do it, and that it's gonna be on the last fucking night, aka the next day I fly out. But it lasts from the nighttime all the way into the morning till the sun comes up, and then you can't sleep. I was up for 3 days after that, and then flew home on multiple different flights and all this. Anyways, but the flood dose and the final medicine ceremony is in the next video. The Iboga flood dose. And holy fucking shit. That's the one plant medicine that I'll say is not fun whatsoever. It's pure hell. It makes you face everything. It kicks your fucking ass, and even more when you fight it. But Jesus Christ, is it amazing. And it isn't crazy sounding for me to even say it's amazing after that, because it does get a lot better. But anyways, that's in the next one. I forgot one part. After the ceremony, there's this other medicine that's in a liquid, and you drop it into your eyes. It's called Sananga. I think I'm saying Sananga. I always say Sangala. It's Sananga. And it's an eye drop, and I believe what I was told what it does is it burns like mace and pepper spray the entire time, and you have to try to keep your eyes open so it cleanses off the outer layer of your eye and gets rid of all that shit and the crap that's on there, so then you see colors and everything more vividly and clearly, and it's almost like a rebirthing for your eyes. And then after that, went back, and then 2 days later, flood dose. So that'll be in the 4th part, which is coming next, part 4. I don't think I got anything else to add on the mushroom ceremony. It's unexplainable, so I think I'll leave it at that. But I'll see you next, part 4. Thanks for listening.